Since the beginning of farming, we have come across many different issues, most of which have come from pests. What are pests? Pests are animals, plants, which are known as weeds, and microorganisms, known as disease, that we don't want in areas that we grow plants in. This means that, depending on the situation, helpful animals and plants like cows and corn could be considered pests if we don't want them in a field that's growing something else, like wheat. How do we control pests today? Well, there are many different ways to control pests, with the main four being biological, mechanical, cultural, and chemical. Biological control is all about nature controlling nature. By using things like natural predators and diseases that affect certain pests, we can control pests in a way that can not only be effective, but good for the environment. One good example is using the scent of a predator in order to scare away potential pests. Mechanical control is all about using physical actions in removing pests. This includes control methods like tilling and hand pulling. It's the cheapest form of pest control, although it is often the most time-consuming. Cultural control is all about changing the environment around the plants to make it less likely for pests to be able to thrive. Mulching is a really good example of cultural control since it keeps the sun from reaching the weeds. Finally, we have chemical control. Chemical control is all about using chemicals to kill pests. This should be your last line of attack since chemical control can cause damage to the environment. Along with that, chemical control is the only short-term fix on this list, which is why it's important to do something called IPM. So what's IPM anyway? Well, these practices can be good for controlling pests on their own, but when used together, a farmer can do even more. When a farmer uses many different practices, this is called IPM, or Integrated Pest Management. By attacking the pests on multiple fronts, we can have a more well-rounded sense of control while using less overall. For example, if we mulch and hand pull weeds before they go to seed, then there will be less weeds that we'll have to spray later, allowing us to use less chemicals. So next time weeds are knocking at your door, consider using IPM.